Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. In this lesson we're continuing on with the pause script and we're going to continue on fleshing out these two functions for the game paused and the game not paused. Now if I come back to the project for a moment, when the game is paused, I want to deactivate some scripts and some components on the FPS controller, just to make sure that nothing can happen to it while the game is paused. Now, we could do this as an array, so we could create an array, for example, of all mono behavior scripts and deactivate them and activate them where appropriate, but I'm going to do it individually, and there's a reason for this, and that is because I haven't decided yet, to be quite honest, of what I want active or not in the game pause. Now, for example, when we go into our inventory script, we're going to be able to see the player stats. Now, I may or may not do that within the pause yet, so we'll just deactivate them singularly for now, and then I can always come back and delete lines or whatever, or you can do the same, depending on what you want to be active or not within the pause system. So, with that said, let's come here, and I'm going to come after this block of code here, and we're going to say game object with the capital G dot and find, open and close brackets, come inside, and little speech marks, and we're going to say spotlight, and then we'll come to the end dot, and we want the get component, and we'll open and close those types of brackets, and we're going to say flashlight. So we're finding the game object of spotlight, obviously, here, and then we're getting the script component. We'll open and close brackets again, we'll say dot enabled, and we're going to set that to be equal to false, and we'll close the line off and we'll put it into the comments. So we'll say find spotlight and get flashlight script, and I'll put I'll put deactivate, and we'll just copy that line. And again, you don't have to word your comment the same way I have here, but I think you get the idea. And we'll paste it in again. So now we'll say game object dot, and we'll say find game object, find with tag. And let's do this a number of different ways. So we'll come here and we'll get the player, and I'm going to deactivate the health for now. So player health, and we'll change the comment. So we'll say find player, in fact we'll say find find player tag, and get, we'll change this to player health script, and deactivate. Yes, we'll leave it at that, and we'll just paste in again. Get rid of the empty line for now, and we'll just copy find with tag, we'll paste that in as well, and again we're going to find the player and get component. I want the character controller, so again I'll copy player tag, we'll paste that in, and we'll get rid of flashlight script, and we'll just say character controller, and we'll just bring the comments into line. So we'll save that off there. So let's go and test this out. So we'll downsize monodevelop and we'll come to the spotlight. We'll check the spotlight first. So we'll start the game up. Okay, and we'll pause the game. Now as you can see here, the flashlight is no longer ticked, and if I come to the FPS controller, you should be able to see the same for the character controller and the player health. And I think we'll also do the player GUI as well. So let's come back, and actually I'll copy the player health line and I'll just paste that in below it. We'll keep the two script ones together here, and we'll change this to player GUI and bring the comment back into line, and we'll say player GUI script, and we'll save that there. And now we can just copy these 4 lines. Now we'll come to the game not paused, and I'm going to come here again after this block of code and we'll paste that in. Now regardless of where you put it, it must come before this line, or ideally before this line, but it must come after this. So again, this is a way to optimize the code. It reads this block of code, it then sets to false, and then just returns when it tries to read through again. And I'm sure you've guessed, we're just going to change all these to true. So let's just go through the last one here. We'll bring that comment back into line, and we'll just get rid of the D, so we'll just say activate now. And I think we can leave it there. So let's save that off and let's go and test it out again. So we'll just wait a moment for this script here to finish recompiling. We'll come to the console, we'll clear that off, and we'll hit play. So again, let's come to the FPS controller. Now as you can see, because we're paused, the character controller, player health and player GUI are all disabled, and the spotlight should be as well. Look here, the script. And when we unpause, so as we can see, we're not paused now. The flashlight script is back active. You can see the tick, and the same with the character controller and player health. So, and as you can see, everything's working properly. We can move around, and the player GUI is working. So we'll stop that there. So we'll come back to the pause script. Now we're not going to do anything else in this lesson. You may want to go ahead and just tidy up your comments, maybe bring them all into line for these blocks or whatever. I'll leave that up to you. But we have the basic functionality in place now to actually have the game be paused. So in the next lesson, we're going to work on the GUI and a few other bits, and we're going to implement a few extra features that will allow you to change the game's options. And we also want like when we quit the game, we want a little box to pop up saying, are you sure, yes or no, like most games do. So we have all those things now to add. So basic functionality in place, and now we can go ahead and add all the little other things that really make the pause script a little bit more interesting. So as I said, we'll leave it here for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you next time, and until then, as always, bye for now.